Any society that does not put consequence on women, like Nigeria now, forget it, forget it. In as much as Nigerian system is bad, the fact that they will demote you in church, you don't abroad, your husband leaves you. Oh, you're a strong woman, you're a great woman, blah 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 blah. Nigeria, church will make you feel bad. Your parents will feel bad. So divorce in Nigeria does have its consequences. You know that you are only going to divorce for very serious reasons in Nigeria. In normal, me and my wife, in the UK now, which is a good thing and a bad thing. In the UK now, me and my wife are not getting along. We just file for a divorce because we are not getting along. In Nigeria, Ubi Franklin and his wife filed for a divorce. The judge threw the case out because he said they did not look like they were fighting. It's popular.
Oh, welcome back to the Lux Opinion. If you're new to my YouTube channel, thank you for stopping by. Do well to subscribe. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for returning. Thank you for the support. I appreciate you all. So today, I want to bring forth to a lot of us, a lot of you guys who didn't see this video of Daddy Freeze, where he urged men not to marry the women from abroad. He said, please go and look at that video so that you can have the context and make a full sense of what he was saying. But I brought this piece to you. I hope you listened, where he said, any society that did not put consequences on women. My question is, why must the consequences be on women? Is something like the death of Bimbo enough consequences for Daddy Freeze? Or what is enough consequences? He went ahead to give example as to the consequences they are enjoying as men, the privileges they are enjoying, privileges from the church that will, demote a woman, shame a woman because she had filed for divorce. And he went ahead to talk about the family also, who will be so concerned about their family name being dragged because they consider divorce to be a shameful thing. So if I would ask a question, will the family of Bimbo today, will they be considering divorce as a shameful thing? Is it not a few months ago that the church gathered and we all cried? We all wept for Mrs. Osinachi. Was that enough consequences for her to stay in that marriage? That oppression, that subjugation, was it enough? When men like Daddy Freeze talk like this, we have no option but to sit down and really think about how messed up Nigeria is as a country. For a man to stand up and say that it is a leverage, that they would leverage to the utmost level to see a woman suffer and DIE in the very hands of a man that once claimed, begged, and declared his love for her. To the judge that refused the divorce of the celebrities that he mentioned, what kind of country is that? Two people that are living together, they came out, civically to say they are done, and they just say, no, you guys don't look it. Can we ask such a judge if looking it, does it mean that a woman must look like a Bimbo who is under the ground 6 feet until they know that they need a divorce? A divorce is a mechanism. It doesn't mean that those two people that divorce will not come together. Now, are we celebrating divorce? Anyway, I leave that to the couples that have divorced to answer. Because nobody will be celebrating the death. No family will want their daughters to die in the house of a man. Take a look at Yul Edochie, for example. If he was in the abroad and he did what he did, Shebi, people like Freeze will say the abroad system is biased. A woman that has spent 18 years with you, build a life with you, build memories with you, think that she has a home just for her to realize one day that she has nothing because the man is fed up. Went in and bring another woman and say he's a polygamous, proudly, to the whole world to see how a woman can be used and pushed aside. In some cases, she can be used and dumped. In some cases, she can be used and thrown out of the house without a pain. Now, this is what I want to say with this. Whatever that the freezer said in that video, a lot of it is a capital lie. It is a lie. It is not true that the abroad system is biased. Just that the way he was lamenting that the abroad system is biased, that is how Nigeria's system is biased. The abroad system is a system that protects human rights. And these human rights can be male and female. Just as a male can fight for divorce, a female can fight for divorce. And they look into it and they do justice to it. It might not be fair to you because you are a man, a traditional bigot man, who still enjoy to see women suffering in the hands of a man. And I recall in that video, somebody said, Daddy Freeze, your son, if you do anyhow, he collects. And Daddy Freeze says, my son will not collect if he did not go abroad. Well, somebody should tell Freeze that Nigeria is not going to be like this forevermore. Yes, we are marching forward. Who would say today that people can stand up to the church to say divorce is not a sin? That marriage is not a death warrant. That marriage is an agreement between two people. And that agreement can be put to an end by these same two people. It is not a community affair. It is between two people. We are marching forward, even if we are still backward. And we need a system that works, that will reset the mind of these men. By the time the system begins to function and we don't have judges that will reject marriage files, we don't have churches that the church will stand up for the male and female that is created by God, not one to be subjugated by the other. By the time the church will stand up and say, this is what the Bible says concerning the creatures of God. Yes, what did the Bible say? Male and female, he created them. No one is superior. A man come consciously and he wants to marry a woman that is conscious. She said yes. By the time that man begins to show the other side of him, or the woman because it can happen to both sex, show the other side of him, one should be able to say, okay, since we are not getting along, we are done. Life still goes on. Life still moves on. Instead of to end up like Bimbo. Look at IVD. In a sane society, IVD will still be under custody, will still be under investigation, because only God knows what happened. And 2 months after the demise of this lady, IVD went and tattooed a lady's name on his hand. The lady that threw trash on this late woman's dead body. She was not even buried when Blessing CEO was dragging this woman everywhere, insulting her and her family. Sorting her dead body and her family. That same woman is the one IVD is hanging around with. In a sane society, the two of them, they will be answering to the law. They must prove their innocence beyond reasonable doubt. Yes. But, in Nigeria, anything can go. Anything can happen. You all ought to listen to me very carefully, people. Learn how to train your daughters well. Women, learn how to train your daughters to be a human being, to see values in themselves, to see themselves as an asset, not to see themselves as don't train your children, female daughters, as a good wife material. They are first of all a human being with values before, if they deem fit, become a material that is whatever it is. A man should be able to see them as a valuable asset, not something that they want to take and oppress. With the way that the phrase was talking in that video, as if the women in abroad, they cannot afford a house. Let me tell you, Freeze, a lot of women in this abroad have their own house. They are not looking for a man to. It is the other way around where I live. In Europe where I live, it is men that is profiting. I'm telling you. It is men most times that is profiting from the women. And the women have grown up. They have grown past marriage as an identity. And a time is coming. A generation is coming where marriage will no longer be an identity of any woman. And I will see where people will run to, these men. Some women will say, when a man hears a woman talk confidently and boldly, they will say to her, this one not see husband. No man will marry this one. As if it's the end of the world. People can live married happily and can live singlehood happily. You should let that begin to sink. Let that begin to sink. What Yul Edochie did to May Yul Edochie, if he tries that in the abroad, Shebi will come and cry that the abroad system is not fair. Because they will deal with him. He can't even try that. Will it be that the abroad is not fair, or that he is not fair? Or it's he that is not fair as a husband to the wife? Question. We should all train our daughters. Let our daughters command respect for themselves first. Train them with the mindset of a human being, not looking for a man to become relevant. Marriage does not infer in a woman relevance. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. You can be relevant by yourself when you are well trained, brought up by your family. So the consequences is there and we can all see it. But there is no consequence for the man. The man that does all these things. Those that the wife died in their hands. Those that are leaving the wives to marry as many as they want. Nobody has consequences on them. Daddy Freeze, can you also please suggest that there's consequences on this man? If we really want to have a fair society, you want to have a balanced society, let there be consequence for both. It is these consequences that we have in the Europe, in the abroad, that you are saying that the system is biased. It is the consequences of a man behaving anyhow. The consequences will checkmate him if the woman has the strength. If the woman knows her right as a woman, she will use the law to fix the man, put the consequences on him. Because naturally, no consequences on this man, just the women. So I want to leave this here. I don't want this video to be too long. Whatever your opinions are, feel free to leave them in the comment section. Please, this video was not against marriage as in the institute, but it was addressing the mindset with which that the Freeze thinks the things are good the way they are in my country, Nigeria. So until my next one, stay blessed and thank you.